Hi everyone. Just a quick update. I guess it's June 3rd. Um, for most of you, you already know I graduated from seminary back in May, and so that's been awesome. The last couple of weeks have been a whirlwind of just saying goodbye to a lot of dear friends and packing up my stuff. I've started a job at a church in North Adams, Massachusetts. Um, so it's the First Baptist Church of North Adams, and it's a fun church. It's a really cool little town. It's definitely different than say Cambridge or Opelika um, or even South Hamilton where I was living. So it's a little bit more rural. Not as many young people. A little bit older of a church. But yeah, I've been really excited to just learn and experience a lot of stuff that you just gotta do. So this has been a great step in getting to ministry. Um, I think yeah. So this has just been really fun so far. Monday is my I'm doing my first funeral for a man that passed away in the town. He's not really affiliated with our church, but Dave Anderson, who is the pastor of this church, asked me if I would like to do it, and I said yes. Um, yeah, so you could definitely pray for me. I'm in the midst of writing it. I'm actually taking a break from writing the eulogy to do this video because I'm still stuck on how I'm going to transition from like who this man was to the hope we have in Christ. The guy that I'm doing the funeral for isn't a Christian, so um, it's kind of one of those weird things. But a lot of the culture around here has uh, they're not very spiritual until someone dies, and then they go to the church. And so this is a great opportunity to share the gospel with people that don't hear the gospel very often. So really connecting that message of hope that comes from that comes through Christ, that we don't have to be scared of death because we can find life in Christ. So I'm trying to get to that point in my in my message. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, you can pray for that. It's at 11:30 Eastern time or 11 o'clock Eastern time at in North Adams. So on Monday, yeah. So other than that, things are going well. I'm in a really cool house. A family of this church, their parents passed away a few years ago, and so they still have the house, and no one was living in it, so they let me live in it. So that's been fun. There's been a few challenges with that, but of just like moving into a house that no one's lived in a while. But yeah, those are getting sorted out, and I'm just super grateful to have it. I have a great little, a nice view, honestly, of this beautiful mountainside. Um, North Adams is in like the hills, and it's so pretty. Um, so that's been awesome. Um, yeah, other than that, it's been going well. I'm really excited for this summer. I'll just give you a quick rundown of what I'm doing in North Adams. So, when I graduated from seminary, I just felt like I'd learned so much, but I was so compressed, and I just needed time to stretch a little bit and just, uh, kind of percolate on all the things I learned in seminary, and also just kind of try to find out um, who I am now as far as um, where I feel like God is calling me in ministry and what God is calling me to do in ministry. Um, so yeah, I just didn't feel comfortable jumping into like full time ministry right now because I just don't think I'm at the point where I'm ready to do that. So I started looking around for kind of like really intense internships. And so I found one here. So basically, I'm the associate pastor at this church, or that's kind of the role I'm filling. So I'm just really trying to take a lot of the load off of Dave's plate. And so that means preaching pretty often. I preach on the 18th. I'm doing communion this Sunday. Um, Leading some weekly Bible studies, trying to meet with people. Um, So all of those kind of things are what I'm supposed to be doing here. And I've signed on for a minimum of 3 months, which would be the summer. So I'd finish September 1 and, or I guess the end of August. And then there's definitely a possibility of continuing on. And so I'm kind of trying to weigh that to see where I am in 3 months. If I feel like, this is the right place, I think there's an opportunity that I could stay here full time, which would be really cool. Or maybe, God's calling me to somewhere else, but this has also been just a great place to learn a lot on the fly so that when I do go to a new place, I'll kind of be able to hit the ground running a lot faster than I would normally. Um, yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at this point. Yeah, so it's a great little setup. I'm getting paid pretty well, and that's through a grant. And so this I'm working through the Cecil B. Day Foundation. I think they own like Days Inn. Anyway, that guy Cecil B. is was really passionate about reviving the churches in America. Um, so yeah, so my salary comes out of that, and then the church part of that agreement is the church is responsible for paying for housing. So that ends up being good for me because I don't pay housing and I get paid. Um, but it is also good for the church. So because there's not that financial strain on it. So yeah, so that's been really good. So I'm really hoping to be able to put a lot of my seminary to work. And I think that's the hardest part is the challenge of, okay, I've learned all this stuff. How can I really connect with people well in a way that doesn't sound like I'm just spouting off things I learned in the classroom, but um, really helping people apply the truths of the Bible to their lives. So that's kind of what I'm doing this summer. So that was just a quick update. I'm under 8 minutes still. So yeah. Anyway, some things you can pray for would one be that I find my not my calling, but just direction, like a sure direction that like, man, this is where I need to go. Whether that be kind of a church revitalization direction where I'm going to a church that's not yet healthy and helping them kind of find that direction and walking alongside of them while they pursue that. Or maybe working at a church in the city. I was really shocked by the time I left Gordon Conwell how much I really enjoyed being in Boston. Um, I never have considered myself a city person, but man, it started to grow on me. Mainly just because it's so diverse and you get to see all these people. So anyway, kind of just future calling and where I need to be and those kind of things. So you can just pray that doors will open and doors will close so that I can kind of clearly and quickly kind of make that decision. So pray for direction. To pray for my heart, just I want to love people well, and I want to encourage them, and a lot of that comes from just how I'm walking with God, and that's sometimes hard because if I'm having a bad day, I tend to not be the nicest person, and so yeah, just that this summer will be a great time for me to just meet with the Lord consistently and intentionally. Um, Seminary had this was just like there was always something due. So as anytime you had a spare moment, the real question that came to mind is what should I be doing right now? And I want to do. I just want to be better at that now that kind of my schedule has been broken down. I'm rebuilding it now through the summer of the things I have to do here is really making time to just be with God and to seek His face. And really just I just want to know Jesus more and I want to love Him more. So yeah, you could pray for that. So direction, the love of Jesus, just kind of my personal relationship with Him, a continuation of that. And then third is just loneliness. Maybe that's kind of the big thing I'm scared about in North Adams. It's just like there's not a lot of people my age, and there's definitely not a lot of people that are in my season or my walk. Um, So yeah, you can always pray for those things. Pray for some beautiful lady. That'd be very nice as well. Um, so yeah, you could pray for those three big things, and I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, I love you all. I'm lifting you up in my prayers. Um, keep on keeping on, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.